Similar things that happened in St. Louis, the student sit-in we had at the mayor's office and the state education board. It's amazing how similar situations are. This film, by the way, was done by students in the media class at Roosevelt High School. They also held a, this is the sit-in at the mayor's office, and they have a rap song. It's all about democracy, and they had a 5-day sit-in, and they held their own press conference and did their own PowerPoint press conference. It was beautiful the way the students did that. In 2003, Civic Progress funded an election backed by the Democratic Party Mayor Slay to have a, quote, reform. Whenever you hear reform, think counter-revolution. Don't think reform. Well, we found out right away what they were going to do. They brought in a guy named Roberti of Alvarez, and some of you from New York and New Orleans know what he later did. He was a turnaround firm guy, a CEO, and he just began slash burning, closing schools, all the things you've heard about around here. So a massive coalition started against that. It included parents, several different unions, and large sections of the black community. Roberti's school board majority privatized the custodians to Sodexo and the food service to Aramark. And if you know anything about Sodexo, they're nationally, and it was the New York Times, they made a deal with the SEIU leadership to have sweetheart contracts. The SEIU workers found out very quickly about the sweetheart contracts. They lost their pension that was part of the teacher's pension. They lost the medical benefits, and the food went down, 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 service, until the point that even the appointed school board this last week has thrown out Aramark as the food service. There were mass protests for several years, and finally a coalition got together of parents, black community leaders, and several different unions to elect a new school board majority. In 2004 and 2006 elections, here's a shirt that came from those elections. On one side is our union emblem. We've been in there now 72 years. And the other side is some of the candidates that we elected. They took over democratic elections of the school board. Well, this really got both the Democrats and Republicans pissed off, and they went to the state legislature and the state school board and began the process of decertification of decrediting of our school district, and they brought in a appointed 3-man board, which is headed by a millionaire construction boss from this lily white St. Louis County. This was massive opposition to the state takeover. Some of the scenes you've seen here were from the student sit-in. 150 students walked out of the high school, more or less spontaneously. They sat down for 5 days in the office of the mayor, who they knew, who was openly supporting the state takeover. They also we took 5 buses to Jefferson City, and these kids, they tore up that school board meeting, and they brought in cops and beat up some of the kids, just like it happened to you guys. So this is happening all over the country, but we were really proud of the kids that they were able to have their own press conference and organize their own fight back, thanks to some of the media teachers. Now, some of the union leadership said, don't go near those kids. We'll be blamed for everything they do. We're manipulating the kids. And another section of the union leadership came in behind them and joined the sit-ins. Responding to that is we're having a campaign to recall the mayor. And the community elements in the union are behind that. And we're also trying to organize some of these charter schools. We say a moratorium on no more charter schools because 2 of them have actually gone bankrupt. They're so bad. But we have succeeded in organizing the construction trades high school into the AFT. In June of this year, we had a whole new series of attacks coming down, budget cuts, including nurses and everything else. But this is part of the ethnic cleansing that's going on. They want to cleanse the city of immigrants and black folks and bring in the gentrification, condos and all that for the white middle class, and they want that to be exclusive charter schools, so that, and there's also part of TIFs. TIFs are tax rebates for the rich and the real estate interests, and that's really cutting the heck out of our budget. So we have to look at the property taxes in every state if we're going to do anything about reforming, as well as the war money. They're talking about closing as many as 50 of 90 schools, and we fought back. We need rank and file groups to run in elections, and we need rank and file groups to coordinate the struggle.